Здравствуйте, everyone. Welcome back to more of Learning Russian with Learn Russian. We're up to lesson 16, and we are now on the genitive case, plural quantity, as you can see. I am starting to get in a bit over my head, so you've probably already noticed since several lessons ago that obviously, I'm not a very fluent Russian speaker, and there are a lot of these grammar concepts which are completely foreign to me. So I have been wondering about whether it's really a good idea for me to keep going, but I guess at the end of the day, these videos are as much about the journey as the destination. I'm saying we're learning Russian with Learn Russian, not necessarily from it. So we're kind of taking a mutual journey together. So please forgive me if I sometimes get confused or clueless about what's going on. The point of these videos is not to be an authoritative Russian authority, but more just to explain what concepts can be gleaned from these lessons. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to get through all 100 lessons in a coherent way. I have a feeling that at some point in time, these lessons may just go completely off the rails. But I'm going to try to keep it together for as long as I can. So let's keep going. And now we talk about the genitive case, and this is where things can get a bit difficult because the genitive case is one that is not used very often in English. It's not used even very often in German, which is a language where the genitive case is somewhat more developed. But in Russian, it's pretty important because you use it regularly, if only for, well, we'll see. We'll see how things go. In this lesson, you will learn the plural form of the genitive case. Key phrases include много яблок, so several apples or many apples. Мало книг, which I believe means few books, and несколько студентов, a few students. Okay. Задание 1. Слушайте, so as usual, we start off with a dialogue. So we have two gentlemen, both of whom look very unhappy, but the one on the left looks angry, and the one on the right looks more worried or sad. Let's see how this goes. So it's a dialogue between the director and Mark.
Так, Марк, ты знаешь, сейчас кризис, и поэтому я не могу платить зарплату всем. Я должен уволить 25% сотрудников.
Сколько?
Да, знаю, это много. Но что я могу сделать? Если я сейчас не уволю эти 30%...
Извините, босс, но вы сказали 25%.
Да. Хорошо. Если я сейчас их не уволю, то через 3-4 месяца мы банкроты.
А так мы будем банкроты через 8 месяцев или через год.
Что ты сказал?
Ничего, босс.
Итак, сколько человек в HR-отделе?
5 человек, нет, 6 человек, еще я.
Хорошо. Сейчас 6 человек, будет 2 человека. Сколько сотрудников в отделе продаж?
5 человек. И в отделе маркетинга 4 человека.
Так, а будет 2 человека и 1 человек. Сейчас маркетинг уже не очень нужен. А сколько у нас в отделе логистики?
Сейчас 6 человек.
Сколько? Будет 3 человека. Где у нас еще много людей?
Уже нигде. Только вот еще у вас 2 секретаря. Персональный, ассистент и водитель.
Нет, это нужные люди. Так, и сколько у нас в результате?
Было 21 сотрудник, это кроме секретарей, ассистента и водителя, и вас.
Ага, 25 сотрудников и я. А будет сколько?
А будет 8 человек и 2 секретаря. Персональный...
Я все понял. Хорошо.
Босс, 8 сотрудников – это не 75%, а 30%.
Очень хорошо. Ты хорошо оптимизируешь бизнес. Молодец. Все, давай, работай. И скажи всем, что в этом месяце зарплаты не будет.
Почему, босс?
Кризис.
Yes, once again, a very awkward dialogue frames the scene for the start of the lesson. But sometimes life in Russia can be a bit awkward, or sometimes more than a little even. So let's go ahead and go through it and try to translate and fill in the blanks. So, так, Mark, Tak is just like, yeah, okay, I believe it means yes in Polish, but in Russian it's more like, yeah, that's, yeah, Okay, Mark, you know that сейчас кризис, so now there is crisis. И поэтому я не могу платить зарплату всем. And for this reason, I can't pay all the salaries. That's always great news. Я должен уволить. He needs. I believe that's saying he needs to get rid of. And what did he say? Hold on.
Так, Марк, ты знаешь, сейчас кризис. И поэтому я не могу платить зарплату всем. Я должен уволить 25% сотрудников.
25, so 25%. So let's see. Wow, it's getting kind of crazy because my browser window is so small that I can't. Okay, but we can still do that. Okay, so 25%. So he needs to get rid of 25% of the staff. That's pretty bad.
Сколько?
Сколько? Mark can't believe it. He says he's surprised by the number.
Да, знаю, это много.
Yes, I know, it's a lot. You can also say я знаю, but here he's just saying знаю because знаю can only be conjugated in the first person singular. So if you just say знаю, that means I know. So he's kind of saying it a bit offhandedly here, and so he's not saying я знаю, but just знаю.
Но что я могу сделать? Если я сейчас не уволю эти 30%?
Но что я могу сделать? But what can I do if I now do not get rid of, and he said, now he said 30%. So first he said 25, now suddenly he says 30%. There we go. 30%.
Извините, босс, но вы сказали 25%.
Excuse me, boss, but you said 25%. And once again, we can take a 25 from here and put it up here.
Да, хорошо. Если я сейчас их не уволю, то через 3-4 месяца мы банкроты.
Okay, so what he said is, it went pretty fast, but I think he said 3 to 4. Yeah, he said, unfortunately, I don't think there's a way to go back, but he said basically, yeah, he said 3 to 4 months. So, yeah, okay, if I now don't get rid of them, then in 3 to 4 months we'll be bankrupt.
А так мы будем банкроты через 8 месяцев или через год.
Что?
Через 8 being 8. Yes. So, and now we will be bankrupt after 8 months or after a year.
Что ты сказал?
Ничего, босс.
What did you say? Nothing, boss.
Итак, сколько человек в HR-отделе?
Итак, which is also like, yeah, okay, so, сколько человек... Notice he says HR. He doesn't, because this is obviously, I mean, neither of these letters really exist in Russian. I mean, there is a letter that looks like this, but it's actually an N, and then this letter doesn't exist. There's the backwards R, which is a ya, of course, but HR is an Anglicism which has sort of crept into the Russian business world. So he's saying, how many people are in the HR department?
5 человек.
5 человек, 5 people. So we can take the 5 and move it up here.
Нет, 6 человек, еще я.
So he says 5 people, no, 6 people, including me. Еще я, so still me. Boy, navigating this dialogue is crazy. It's so long. When I start getting down here, I won't even be able to pause the dialogue very, very well because the button for it is way up here. They really made a long dialogue.
Хорошо. Сейчас 6 человек, будет 2 человека.
So, сейчас 6 человек, будет 2 человека. So now 6 people, it will be 2 people. So he's really cutting down. Сейчас 6 человек, будет 2 человека. 2 people.
Сколько сотрудников в отделе продаж?
How many, I think this word is employees. Yeah, how many employees in the отделе продаж, yeah, in department sales. Продаж is sales.
5 человек. И в отделе маркетинга 4 человека.
Okay, so what did he say? 5 человек. He said 5 человек in the sales department, and in the department marketing, what did he say? I actually have a copy of the dialogue here. I'm cheating as usual, but I don't want to get too caught up in having to play the dialogue over and over. Obviously, if you're doing this for real, you might have to listen to the dialogue several times, and it would really be time consuming, but I'm trying to save a bit of time here and not get too caught up on this. So, what did he say? In the marketing department, 4. И в отделе маркетинга 4 человека, so 4 people. Let's go ahead and put the 4 in there. All right, and let's move on.
Так, а будет 2 человека и 1 человек. Сейчас маркетинг уже не очень нужен. А сколько у нас в отделе логистики?
Okay, so так, а будет 2 человека и 1 человек. So it will be 2 people and 1 person. I assume this is respective. So hold on, let me put the numbers in quickly. А будет 2 человека и 1 человек. So I assume that means then 2 people in sales and 1 in marketing. Сейчас маркетинг уже не очень нужен. So now marketing still not very much need. So marketing is still not very much needed. Not sure if that's good business sense, because if the business is not doing well, then maybe marketing is like the first step to actually growing the business. I don't know. I'm not a business person. What do I know about marketing or sales? А сколько у нас в отделе логистики? And how many are with us, or how many do we have in the department logistics?
Сейчас 6 человек.
6 человек. Now 6 people in logistics.
Сколько будет 3 человека?
How many будет 3 человека? It will be 3 people.
Где у нас еще много людей?
Where do we still have many people? Где у нас еще много людей? Where at us or with us still many people?
Уже нигде. Только вот еще у вас 2 секретаря. Персональный, ассистент и водитель.
Okay, so what do we have? Уже нигде. Нигде is like nobody, no one. Только вот еще у вас, how many secretaries was it? 2 secretaries. So let's go ahead and plug that in. Only we have still 2 secretaries, персональный ассистент, personal assistant of course, и водитель, a driver. So the director says, what does he say?
Нет, это нужные люди. Так, и сколько у нас в результате?
So he says, no, это нужные люди. Those are needed people. We need those people. Okay, so how many do we have as a result? How many do we have resulting?
Было 21 сотрудник, это кроме секретарей, ассистента и водителя, и вас.
Ага.
Okay, so было it would be 21, so it would be 21 employees. That's apart from the secretaries, assistants, and the driver, and you.
25 сотрудников и я. А будет сколько?
Okay, so that's in total 25 because, yeah, so 21 plus the secretary, assistant, and driver, and then the boss. So that's 25 people total. So I got 25 сотрудников. Oh, I guess there are two secretaries. Sorry, two secretaries. So 21 employees. That's aside from the two secretaries, the personal assistant, and the driver, and you. So that's 25 people and the director. Будет сколько? How many will it be?
Будет 8 человек и 2 секретаря.
Будет... did he say 8 человек? I think he said... yeah, he said 8. So... будет 8 человек. It will be 8 people. И... 2 секретаря. Персональный. So... it will be 8 people and 2 secretaries, personal, and I guess he's going to start saying personal assistant, but...
Персональный...
Я все понял. Хорошо.
The boss breaks in and says, я все понял, I understood everything. So he's saying like, yeah, I get it. I understand. Okay.
Босс, 8 сотрудников – это не 75%, а 30%.
Очень...
Okay, so now now Mark is saying, boss, 8 employees. That is not 75%, because the boss was originally talking about cutting 25% of the workforce, so you should have 75% left. But now Mark, who obviously in HR is saying, boss, 8 people, that's not 75% of the remainders, that's actually 30%. And I think we're done. Yeah, we're already done. We filled in all the blanks, but let's just finish out the conversation.
Хорошо. Ты хорошо оптимизируешь бизнес. Молодец. Все, давай, работай. И скажи всем, что в этом месяце зарплаты не будет.
Почему, босс?
Кризис.
Yeah, so at the end, the boss says, очень хорошо, very good. Ты хорошо оптимизируешь, yeah, this word, business. You optimize business very well. Молодец. Молодец means like, good job, well done. Все, давай, работай. So, все means everything, so in this case it means like, that's all. Conclusion of conversation. Davai! Davai is a common Russian interjection. You've probably heard it. It means something like, let's go, come on, let's go. And then работай just means work, go to work. И скажи всем, что в этом месяце зарплаты не будет. And tell everyone that that they won't get paid this month. Почему, boss? Why, boss? Кризис, because of crisis. Yes, I'm sure that all of that information was perfectly accurate. Okay, moving on. A second dialogue, this time between a woman and a gentleman who appears to be a clerk of some kind. Let's see, is this... This might be a bit shorter, but it still goes on for a bit. Okay, let's see what happens.
Здравствуйте.
Добрый день. Что вы хотели?
Я хочу взять кредит.
Кредит? Сейчас?
Да, а что?
Нет, извините, ничего. Какой кредит вы хотите?
Я хочу взять автокредит. Я читала в интернете, что у вас маленькие проценты. Это правда?
Да, конечно, у нас самый маленький процент. Только 38% в год.
38% в год. А на сколько лет вы даете кредит?
Минимум на 5 лет. А какую машину вы хотите купить?
Я хочу купить Мерседес. Я уже выбрала модель. Она стоит недорого. 1 650 000 рублей.
Да, очень недорого. И сколько процентов от машины вы хотите взять для кредита?
Как сколько? Я хочу взять у вас 1 650 000 рублей.
100%? Извините, я должен позвонить директору. Это большие деньги. Извините, но мы не можем дать такие большие деньги. Мы можем дать вам только 50 000 рублей. Это максимум.
Да? Скажите, а какую машину я могу купить на эти деньги?
Ну, вы можете купить самую дорогую стиральную машину.
Oh boy, these dialogues are just cringy, but this one was a little funny maybe, but all right, let's see. Let's start from the beginning. So we have klientka, a female client, and a сотрудник, employee,
Здравствуйте.
which of course is formal hello.
Добрый день. Что вы хотели?
Good day. What do you want? What do you want? Well, I mean, this is not really. In English, you would say, "What do you want?" It sounds a bit rude because in English you have to say something like, "What would you like?" and "What would Madam like today?" But in Russian, you just say, "What do you want?" and it's a normal sentence.
Или?
Я хочу взять кредит.
Okay. Взять кредит. I believe in this case, кредит means not actually credit in the sense of buying something with a credit card, but a loan. She wants to take out a loan. So let's see. Кредит. Let's go ahead and put кредит in the blank here.
Кредит? Сейчас?
Кредит сейчас. Credit now. Or a loan now.
Да, а что?
А что is kind of like, I mean, literally it means but what, but it's kind of like so what. Like in English you'd say, yeah, so what about it?
Нет, извините, ничего. Какой кредит вы хотите?
Nothing, sorry, it's nothing. How much of a loan would you like? How much of a loan do you want? Какой... or not, sorry, not сколько. How much would be сколько? Какой is like which one? Which loan do you want?
Я хочу взять автокредит.
So I want an автокредит, car loan.
Я читала в интернете, что у вас маленькие проценты. Это правда?
Я читала, I read, в интернете, in the internet, in Russian you say in the internet, not on the internet, что у вас маленькие проценты, that you have little or low percentages. Is this true? So low percentages, I assume she means low interest, like low percentage of interest on loans. Is this true?
Да, конечно, у нас самый маленький процент. Только 38% в год.
Yes, of course. We have very small percent. Only 38. Let's put in the процентов. Only 38% per year.
38% в год.
Let's go ahead and put in the процентов again.
А на сколько лет вы даете кредит?
And in how many years? She said сколько лет. So, and in how many years? Okay, for how many years do you offer the credit? So, like, what are the terms? Can it? I guess she means like, do I have to pay it off in a couple of years, or can it go for like several years?
Минимум на 5 лет. А какую машину вы хотите купить?
Okay, минимум на 5 лет. So 5, where's лет? There's лет. 5 years. А какую машину вы хотите купить? And which car do you want to buy?
Я хочу купить Мерседес.
I want to buy, she says Mercedes, which is obviously a Russian pronunciation. In English, we usually say Mercedes. I think the German pronunciation is actually Mercedes, but okay, let's not get picky.
Я уже выбрала модель.
I already выбрала, I believe this means chose. Yeah, she already chose the model.
Она стоит недорого. 1 миллион 650 тысяч рублей.
Okay. Она, she's using, this literally means she is not expensive, but in this case, I guess it's, I guess model is feminine. I actually don't know if model is feminine. I assume that's probably the feminine word because she says she is not expensive, so it's a grammatical. Anyway, so it's not expensive. 1,650,000 rubles. I don't know what that translated to in dollars or pounds or euro at the time that this lesson was made, but it's, I mean, it's obviously not anything close to $1 million or pounds or euro, but still, it's not a small amount of money. Well, obviously for a Mercedes. So 1,001,650,000 рублей.
Да, очень недорого.
Yes, very inexpensive. Not sure if that's sarcasm on his part.
И сколько процентов от машины вы хотите взять для кредита?
And what percent of the car, machina is car, you want to take out in credit? So basically, what, you know, I guess usually when you buy a car, there's a down payment. So like if the car costs, let's say as an example, the car might cost 20,000. So you put down 5,000 as a down payment, and then you have to pay the rest in interest payments. You take out the rest in credit, and you have to pay off the rest in interest payments over some years.
Как сколько? Я хочу взять у вас 1 миллион 650 тысяч рублей.
Okay, so she's doing something a bit, or she's asking for something a bit unusual. She says, как сколько? Because his question was, сколько, how much? So she's saying, как сколько? Like, what do you mean, how much? What, how much? I want to take out with you, to get a credit from you of 1,650,000.
100%? Извините, я...
100%. So 100%. Which again is a bit unusual. Usually there's a down payment. Usually you don't usually just walk away with the car for free without paying anything and then expect to pay off the 100% cost of the car in loan payments over the coming years. Usually there is a down payment, so he's kind of hesitating because he says 100%. You want to pay off 100% in loans.
Я должен позвонить директору. Это большие деньги. Извините, но мы не можем дать такие большие деньги. Мы можем дать вам только 50 тысяч рублей. Это максимум.
Okay. Sorry, I need to call the director. Это большие деньги. It's a lot of money. Извините, но мы не можем дать такие большие деньги. Sorry, but we cannot give out so much money. Мы можем дать... Oh, here was the pause. So this was after he taught, I guess there was an implicit pause where he called the director and then, okay, so this is the answer from the director. We can give out to you только 50 тысяч рублей. So 50,000 rubles. That's the maximum. So we can give you a maximum of 50,000 rubles. And then the woman says...
Да? Скажите, а какую машину я могу купить на эти деньги?
And her reaction is correct. 50,000 rubles, even at the time that these lessons were made, back when the ruble was something like 30 rubles to $1, which had been the rate for many years after Perestroika, or not immediately after Perestroika, but in like the, at the beginning of the 21st century. So if it was 30 rubles to $1, then 50,000 rubles is somewhat under. It's like maybe $1,600 which is, I mean, it's a sizable amount of money if you just want to go buy groceries, but to buy a car, it's not much of a loan with which to buy a car. And so she says, "Да, oh yeah, скажите, tell me, and what car I can buy with this money?"
Ну, вы можете купить самую дорогую стиральную машину.
Well, yeah, you can buy the most expensive washing machine. Yeah, and I guess that was the end of that conversation. And yeah, we filled in all the blanks correctly. Not difficult. That was more of like a comedy relief than I think that doesn't have actually much. None of these conversations had much to do with the lesson, as far as I can tell. They were mostly just comedy relief. But now we get into the actual meat of the matter, which is the genitive case, plural. So if the word, like if the nominative singular case form of the word ends on a hard consonant like z or s or d or t or l or r or b or p or v or f or k or m or n or g, then you add ov to the genitive form. So fax becomes faxov, office becomes officeov, and so on. If the word ends with this letter, then you change it to yiv. So muzei becomes muziv, and sanatory, which is like, I guess, not exactly hospitals, but like sanatoriums, then it becomes sanatoriev. And I guess I don't need to read all of this. You can read it yourself. If the word ends on one of those, then you add ye to the end. You also add ye if the word ends with e. If the word ends with an O, you drop the O, so vina becomes vin, яблоко becomes яблок, and akna as a special form becomes akon. And then if the word ends with a or ya, then you also drop the a or ya at the end. So lampa becomes lamp, gazeta is gazette, and so on. Shka or cha or chka or zhka becomes yik. Yeah, again, not going to read all these rules. This is really where it's starting to become a lot of rules to remember. This is going to be very difficult, I think, for non-native speakers to get used to these rules, because trying to memorize all these endings while at the same time trying to just use the genitive case correctly, this is where Russian starts getting really hard. So this is why I said that this is where I think things might start going a little off the rails for me, because these are also rules that I myself am not necessarily familiar with. So this is going to be, I'm sorry to everyone out there who's starting from scratch and learning all this from the beginning. I know this is a lot to learn. It really is a lot to pick up. You really just have to. And again, as I've said before, I don't think you need to memorize all these right now. When you are using the genitive case, then come back to this as a reference and try to form it correctly, but don't try to memorize every single one of these endings right now. Try to kind of use these in practice in the real world for a while. Maybe not while you're waiting in line at McDonald's or something. If you're going to McDonald's or a restaurant or something in Russia and you're standing in line and you want to place your order, maybe don't take that moment to pull out this list and take the time to format your responses correctly. But if you're reading a book or if you're writing something or whatever and you want to get it right, then maybe take some time to look up how these rules work and understand how they work so you can kind of get a feel for them. I'm not going to dwell on that too long. Instead, let's just come in here and do some fill in the blanks. Okay, this should theoretically be relatively easy, right? Well, actually, no, probably not. Probably it will not be easy, but let's see. Let's see how it goes. На стулье 8 чашек. And we can see here according to my reference, this is chashik. Okay, let me go ahead and just put it in rather than just wasting time with an empty space. So apparently the correct answer here is на столе 8 чашек. The question then is, why is it чашек? Because Oh, because it would normally be chashka. And if the word ends with shka, then you change the shka to yik. So chashka becomes... Oh, yeah, here you can see, yeah. Yeah, right here, chashka becomes chashyik. Okay. 8 tarelki, isn't it? Where would be tarelki? Or did I get that wrong? Well, okay, hold on, let's see. What's the correct answer? The correct answer is 8 tarelok. Okay, so 8 tarelok. And we use OK when it ends in... Oh yeah, tarelka. There we go. So if it so if it ends in lka, lka, then it becomes tarelki. No, sorry, tarelyok. I'm already getting mixed up. So it's 8. Vusiam tarelka becomes vusiam tarelok. And then vilok, which is 8 forks. So why is it vilok? Because it would be, I guess it would also be vilka. Probably 8 forks would be vilka, so since it's genitive it becomes 8 vilok. Okay, and 8 knives, 8 noj, nojier. And we use nojier when the word ends with the miagkizniak, with the soft sign. Is there any other case? Oh, or if the word ends in E, or any of these. So what is actually, hold on, what is the plural of knife? What is knives in Russian? Let me just quickly, I probably shouldn't dwell on these for too long because it's going to take forever to really go through the details of these, but I just want to see, what is knives in Russian? Noji. N-O-J. And then, so it would be like this. Sorry, not like that. Yeah, like that. So noji is knives, a normal nominative form. And so since it ends in E like that, where's E here? Or G? Do I not have it? I don't seem to have it here. That's nice. Yeah, this is really where these lessons can get absurdly frustrating because it tells you, I mean, it gives you all these rules, and these rules are already a lot to remember in and of themselves, but then you very quickly get cases like this where none of the rules seem to apply because what do you do with naji? That's not even a case given in the table there. Ah, boy, that's really very frustrating. I apologize. Well, it's najier. И1 бутылка, and 1 bottle. So again, I can't really explain why. I'm sure there's some rule. If we look at the full list here, let's take a look at the full list just for giggles. Somehow yeah, genitive case plural is used to speak about the quantity of something. So if you're explaining how many of that's why we're using the genitive case. See, this is the thing. Like I said, in English, genitive case is mostly only used with pronouns like his or hers or her or something like that. And in German, there is also a genitive case, which is a little bit more used, but it's quite limited, and it's actually, the usage of it is declining. But genitive case is used in all kinds of unintuitive situations in Russia where you wouldn't expect to use the genitive. And so just knowing when to use the genitive in Russian is really a task in itself. And then getting all these endings correct, especially when the site that you're using as a reference doesn't even give you all the endings for all the cases. Let's see, do we have naji here or something that would be relevant for naji? I don't think so. This appears to be the exact same table that's on the previous site. So I don't know. That's pretty crazy. Here we can start to see where Russian is really just getting crazy, where the cases and the different things are really just getting unintuitive. I apologize. I don't know why ножи becomes ножей. I can only tell you that it does. У нас в офисе работает 37 сотрудников. So again, since we're talking about how many of something there are, with us in the office work 37 employees. So this is сотрудников. I think using сотрудник becomes сотрудников. Well, that's pretty easy. It's pretty easy if they put it up here, but I don't think they put knife here. They didn't put ножи here, did they? No, they didn't. So no idea how you're supposed to know that's ножей. Anyway, сколько клиентов у тебя? How many clients do you have? And I guess that's again because the oh wait, I see. This is the singular. Duh. On the left we have the singular, so we don't need a word like ножи because ножи is the plural of knife. It's knives, but we need actually noj, which is the singular of knife. So we just need something that ends in j. Okay, then that's why this applies. Okay, that makes more sense. I'm sorry, I was dumb and I was thinking, what's the plural form? The plural form of noj, knife, is noji, knives. But we actually just need, on the left, we just need the singular form of the word. So we're looking for the singular form of these nouns. And okay. That makes a bit more sense then. So like, chasha is obviously feminine because it ends in an A, or chashka is obviously feminine because it ends in A, and then tarelka is also feminine because it ends in an A. Is it vilko? I think it's vilko, which is fork, and then noj, just this by itself, noj is the singular of knife, and then this rule here applies because obviously it ends in a j, and so then that j becomes, or no, it doesn't become something, you add ye to the end, so then noj becomes nojye. Okay, that makes sense. So then we have, at least we have this rule here for knife, that applies to words that end in j. And then similarly here, у нас в офисе работает 37 сотрудник, сотрудник with a K on the end is the singular form, and then if it ends in a hard consonant like K, then you just add ov to the end, so it becomes сотрудников. And then similarly, client ends in a T, which is a hard consonant, so it becomes klientov. You add ov to the end. Okay, I'm happy about that makes sense, actually. We need to be looking at the singular forms, even though these are obviously plurals, because obviously all of these, we're talking about quantities, and so we're talking about multiples of these things. But what's interesting, what's relevant here when you're trying to figure out the genitive form in these cases for these nouns is the singular form of the nouns. So, okay, that makes it a bit easier. So, в Москве, in Moscow, живет, what is 300? 300, something like that. I actually forget the Russian word for 300. 300 тысяч. And tысяч, if I'm not mistaken, that's just tысяч by itself, right? There's no, hold on, let me quickly check. What is the singular form of thousand? Oh? No, it's apparently tысяча. Okay, tысяча. That means then that, really? So you drop the ending? That would mean then that we don't put anything here. We just leave that as tысяч and we don't put anything in the box here. Is that correct? Oh, that is correct. Yeah, it is just tысяч. So we actually just leave this empty. We don't put anything in this box at all. And then, expat. I guess that's like the English word expat, expatriates, people like foreigners, people who originate from foreign countries. And expat ends in a hard consonant, obviously, like T. So once again, we put ov on the end here. Expatov. You can see it's sort of a loan word because it's very rare for Russian words to begin with this letter unless it's a foreign loan word. So, сегодня холодно. Today it is cold. Minus 26 градус. So minus 26 degrees. That is a bit cold. Even for Russia, that's usually an uncommonly cold. Well, not in the winter, I guess. In the middle of winter, it probably routinely gets that cold in many parts of Russia. But minus 26 градус. So wait, what is then? What is the singular form of degree? Is it just grad? Gradus. Sorry, it's grad. So gradus is actually the singular form of degree, and it ends in a C, which I guess counts as a hard consonant in this case. So it becomes gradusov. У меня уже есть 10 телефон. Okay, telephone ends in N. That's not a hard consonant. Oh, that counts as a hard. I don't consider N a hard consonant. It's not a plosive, but okay, here for these purposes it counts as a hard consonant for whatever reason. So you actually, I think what they mean is not a hard consonant, but just a consonant. Unless I'm reading this wrong. Oh, I guess sh and sh are not count, and ch and zh don't count as hard consonants. Okay, so those are the exceptions. Any other kind of consonant is apparently a hard consonant by these standards. So n is a hard consonant according to this chart, and so it ends in ov. Telefon, if I can find the correct letters, since I still don't have a Russian keyboard. У меня уже есть 10 телефонов, но я хочу еще телефон. So I already have 10 telephones, but I still want a telephone, another telephone. Okay? Sounds like you might have a personal problem there, sir or madam. В доме 20 этаж. Этаж, I believe, is singular by itself. So in the house or in the building are 20 levels. If it ends in zh, then you put j. So étage, is that correct? I'm pretty sure that's correct. Okay. Мы купили 5 машин. We bought 5. And this is machina. The singular of car is machina. So if it's a word that ends in a, then you just drop the ending, right? So it should be just machine. Мы купили 5 машин. Done. And we put nothing in the box. Okay, moving on. В ресторане гости заказали 6 салат. So in the restaurant, гости is guests ordered 6 salads. Salat is it salat or salat? Does it end with the soft sign? I'm wondering. I actually don't know. How do you spell salad? I know salad is salat, but is it actually salad is, oh, it is just salat. So there's no soft sign on the end. So it's just T. So that should count as a hard consonant, which means we put ov. So salatov. Beefsteak. Hold on. This is obviously also a loan word in Russian. Beefsteaks is, for some reason, that seems like a bit of an unusual word to me. I think usually you just say steak in Russian for steak, but here they're using the word beefsteaks, which is more like a loan word from French, because in French you say beefsteak or something like that. So this word here is the singular. It ends with a C, so that counts as a hard consonant here. So should be then beefsteaksov, right? Is that correct? Is it actually beef? This word looks like a monstrosity to me. Beefsteaksov, but that is actually correct. It is beefsteaksov. Seems pretty unwieldy to me, but it is a loan word. So they're applying Russian rules to a non-Russian word, which was imported into Russian from probably French. 12 sok. Oh, juice. Juice is it's just sok, isn't it? Yeah, S-O-K is sok, I believe. So since it obviously ends in a hard consonant, that would then also be sokov. 12 sokov, 12 juices. And here we can cheat a little bit because we saw already. Oh no, wait, that was that's one bottle. But now since we have 5, the ending is different. Now it's what is it? It's yeah, because butilka is bottle, so it ends in LKA. So if the word ends in LKA, then you change that to OK. So it's pet butil, not butilov. Where's K? There, butilok. Change the LKA to or you change the, after the L, you change the AK to an OK, so it becomes pet butilok. Yeah, that's, oh, pet butilok vodki, 5 bottles of vodka. So that's, okay, that's, I'm pretty sure that's correct. У меня только 100 рублей. So we want the singular form of ruble, which is actually, it's ruble, but it has a soft sign on the end, doesn't it? It has the megkiznak. Hold on, let me just double check that. I'm pretty sure that ruble ends with, yeah, so it's ruble, because it has the soft sign on the end. So if the word ends on a soft sign, then it becomes ye. So rubliye. Let me just make sure that that's correct. Yes, that is correct. У меня только 100 рублей. I only have 100 rubles, which again, even going by the old exchange rate of 30 euros, 30 rubles to a dollar, 100 rubles was back then like $3. So not a lot of money, even in pre-inflation times, before the significant inflation that happened about 3 years ago in Russia. У меня флешка только на 8 гигабайт. Oh, I was wondering, what is fleshka? This is another sort of loan word. Fleshka is a loan word for a flash drive. I think now they're starting to be more commonly called USB drives or even thumb drives or something like that. But you know, a little USB storage drive is or used to often be called a flash drive in English, and so this was then imported into Russian as a fleshka. So a fleshka is a flash drive. So my fleshka has only 8 gigabyte. I must confess, I have no idea what's the proper spelling of gigabyte in Russian. Again, we have two very modern sort of neologisms, two very sort of oh, it is just gigabyte. Okay, so this word as you see it here, is that alone is gigabyte. So what's gigabytes? What's the plural then? Gigabyte with that thing on the end, with the on the end. So if it ends, okay, so obviously it ends then in a hard consonant, so it should be ov, gigabytov, right? У меня флешка только на 8 гигабайтов. I'm pretty sure that must be correct. Yes, it is. It's just a bit confusing because of these loan words coming in and kind of messing things up. But that is correct. Директор уволил 50% Процент, we actually saw this up here. Процент was very often used in the form of, where's an example now? It's used several times, but of course now I can't find one. Yeah, here we go, процентов. So I believe that that's kind of a giveaway that this should be of as well, because процент, yeah, ends in a T, and then when you're using the genitive plural form, then it's процентов, because that's a hard consonant, and you add OV to the end of hard consonants. Okay, almost there. Last one. В кабинете было 13 врат... Oh, cabinet is not used in the sense to mean an actual cabinet in the sense of like a cupboard. It means like an office, I guess, or a room. В кабинете было 13 врач. Врач, this word by itself is doctor, so if the word ends in ch, then you add, where is it? Then you add ye. So it should be врачи. Oh, we got it all right. Awesome. Okay, so we actually were able to get through this relatively painlessly with this table. So there weren't any real head scratchers where we had to say, wait, why is it like that? Why does that form come out? I'm happy about that. So I got confused at the beginning because I forgot to look at the singular forms. But once again, what you do is you look at the singular form of the word that you want to use, and then you can look up the word in this table, or look up the ending of the word in this table, and then figure out what the genitive plural will be. So with the use of the table, at least, we didn't have any massive head scratchers where we had to stop for an hour and say, wait, why is it like that? The hard part then is obviously memorizing that table, and that will take some time, but I think that the table at least seems to work pretty consistently in this case. Okay, oh, and this is more of the same, isn't it? I think this is just more, yeah, this is more of, oh boy, this is just more of, this is just more of the same. So, all right, maybe I shouldn't take the time to talk too much about these. Maybe I should just, well, let's see. У вас есть виза, do you have visas? У нас нет виз. What's the singular of visa? It is visa also in Russian, isn't it? That would mean that you drop the A, so it becomes just viz. Yes, correct. У нас нет виз. That's it. You leave that one blank. У Марата есть проблемы. Does Marata have problems? У него, or does Marat, is that someone's name? Does that person have problems? I guess it must be a man since it says у него. У него нет проблем. Problem by itself is the word, and it ends in M, so that counts as a hard consonant here, so it should be problemov, right? No, apparently, I'm just looking at my reference here. Apparently, it's just problem. Okay, why is that now? Why is it not... Oh, you know, I bet I know why. Let me check. Yeah, because the singular of problem is not problem, but problema. Duh. It's problema. And so if the word ends in A, then you just drop the A at the end, and it becomes problem. У него нет проблем. Done. That's the end of the sentence. Once again, we put nothing in the box. У Анны есть враги. Does Anne have враги? Enemies. Really? Does Anne have enemies? У нее нет врагов. And I guess враг is the singular form, and so it ends in a hard consonant, so it becomes врагов. Извините, у вас есть рубли? Excuse me, do you have rubles? У меня нет рублей. We saw this one already. Rubles in the genitive plural form becomes рублей, as we saw up here. У Ирины есть клиенты. Сейчас у нее нет клиентов. Клиент is, it ends in a hard consonant, so it becomes клиентов. У Антона есть паспорта. Паспорта is... Yeah, it's not pasporta. It's just passport. Yeah, passport is passport in Russian without the A at the end, and so because it ends in a hard consonant, this becomes у него нет паспортов. В магазине нет фрукт. What is... This is fruit. In the store, there is no fruit. Is it actually... Is fruit just... Oh, fruit is frukty with... Is that right? I think that might actually be... Hold on, that might be a problem with translation here. Yeah, sorry, no, it's not... I think frukty is fruits. Yeah, sorry. Frukty is fruits used, or if you use it as a non-countable noun, but the real proper form of fruit, singular, is frukt, which again ends in a hard consonant, and so you add ov and it becomes fruktov. В магазине нет фруктов. In the store there is no fruit. Okay. В Лондоне нет дождь. There's... First of all, this is factually not true. In London there is no rain. I'm not an expert on weather in London, but I'm pretty sure that this is factually incorrect, but okay, that's no matter. Maybe they mean it's not raining right now, or there will be no rain in London in the near future. Дождь ends in the мягкизняк. It ends in here. It ends in a D and then this sign, so you should put ye on the end then, as far as I can tell. В Лондоне нет дождей. Is that correct? Let me just very quickly check that. Yes, that is correct. Okay. В этом доме 35 этаж. Этаж, we already saw, didn't we? It's étage, because if the word ends in j, then you also put ye on the end. So étage. Ваш заказ стоит 5000. Okay, I see. Actually, we've already done both of these. So, so your order costs 5, and then we had tысяч, didn't we? Tысяч becomes... tысяч stays by itself, and then рубль again becomes рублей. We've already seen that before. I guess it's good to have a review. У вас есть деньги? Do you have money? У нас нет деньги. Okay, and what's money is... I think money is a special case. Do they have it here? Because... Okay, I'm not going to dwell on it too long. Money is a special case. I don't seem to see the ending for it here. Nice of them to tell you, unless, wait, is it down here? No, they should have special cases and things like that here, but apparently they don't have this one for деньги, money. So деньги is a special case. They just have to remember the plural. Where is it? Where is it? Hold on. There we go. So the genitive plural form of деньги, money, is денег. У нас нет денег. Okay, I'm not going to dwell on that. This is a special case. It's good to know because money is obviously something that's very often spoken of in plural form. Hopefully you have more than... Oh, actually, I know why. Because it has no singular form. Remember, I've mentioned before, деньги, money, is a special noun in Russian because it has no singular form. It is always construed in plural form, and so they couldn't really put it in the list here because there is no singular form for it. But then they should have put it at the end here. Here at the end they have what looks like some Are these special cases? Yeah, these look like special cases because, like, for example, siestra doesn't follow the rule. It becomes siestior. So they should have put деньги down here as another special case, but they didn't. But okay, forget it. Деньги is денег. Just remember that. That's all you need to know. У него очень мало friends. We have very few friends. Друг is friend in Russian, as anyone who's seen A Clockwork Orange or read A Clockwork Orange probably knows. Yeah, there's no special sign on the end. It's just drug. Not to be confused with drug in English, obviously, but it's, yeah, drug. So if something ends in G, yes, so you just follow the normal rule for a hard consonant, so you put ov on the end. So it's, you put here, actually, didn't they put this on the special cases here? Why did they put друзей here? What? That must be something else, because druz... Okay, I actually don't know. Okay, I'm not going to dwell on it. Don't want to waste too much time with that. Is this actually... No, it is друзей. Okay, that must be a special case. Once again, we have a special case which kind of confuses matters. So, okay, don't worry about this. It's друзей for whatever reason. It doesn't follow the rule. It's an exception. There are some words which don't follow the rules. Don't worry about it. Let's just go on. Brat. I think these are they running out all the special cases at the end here? Yeah, bratiev. So this is another special case. Whatever rule applies doesn't apply here. It's actually bratiev. So, 5 братьев в семье – это много. 5 brothers in the family, that's a lot. Сколько человек, and человек is just, it just ends on a K as normal, so you just put on ov for a hard consonant. Сколько человеков у вас в компании? How many people are with us, or how many people do we have in the company? Дайте, пожалуйста, несколько банан, лимон и 5 яблок. So, okay, dайте means give me, so that, or give, so give me please a few bananas, and this is just a normal hard consonant, so it's bananov. Limon is also a hard consonant because they consider N hard in this context. Limonov, and K is a hard consonant, but the singular form of apple is not yablok, but yabloka. Do they have that? Did they have that in the list here? I thought they did. Apparently they don't. Okay, well, it's yabloka, so you don't put yablokov, you actually just leave it at yablok, because if there's a at the end, you just drop the a, so it becomes yablok. Wait, do they have? No, they don't have yabloka. Is that right? Yeah, it's yablok. It is yablok, so we just don't put anything here, we leave that blank, and we're done. Okay, здесь абсолютно нет кондиционер. Как здесь работает? Oh, air conditioning. I was thinking conditioner in the sense of like shampoo and conditioner. No. Here there's absolutely no condicionerov. Conditioner is air conditioning. Usually I guess air cooling. Because, you know, people say air conditioning, but that actually, air conditioning can also mean heating or cleaning or changing the humidity of the air. That's also changing the conditions. But usually when people say air conditioning, I would say they mean air cooling. So here there's absolutely no air conditioning. Как здесь работает? How, literally, how here works. But I think this means in the sense of how is it possible to work here? Okay, and finally, в России очень много красивых девушек. Yes, that is true. In Russia, there are very, very many beautiful girls. And I think this is another special case because I'm pretty sure the singular word is девушка, which would mean that you would then drop the A, and for the genitive plural case, you would just drop the A and put a, not a U, put it, where's K? There's K. But I'm pretty sure that that's wrong. Yeah, Devushka, do they have this in the special cases here? Devushka, no. I think this is another special case because it's not Devushk, it's Devushik. So, there we go. Oh, it's still wrong. Hold on, what did I get wrong now? What mistakes have I made? Let me go back and check through this because I thought that I was so careful. How could this happen? Everything looks okay so far. Oh, wait. What's going on here? I see something wrong. Человек. This one is wrong. Let me first see if I can understand why. Why is... Don't know, because человек is the singular form of человек, a person or human being. So since it ends in a hard consonant, it should be человеков. But according to my answer sheet here, it is just человек. Okay, so that was the mistake. Why? Okay, this one is a puzzler. If anybody wants to explain why is it человек and not человеков? Maybe because of the form? No. Because here you say сколько клиентов. So why is it not сколько человеков? Okay, this must be an exception. Человек must be another funky, weird word that is an exception to the rule. Yeah, this is another unfortunate thing about Russian. Even if you got the rule down, even if you understand the rule very well, you still have to be alert for words that you just have to know. You still have to know the handful of words that break the rules. So, but I don't know how you would be expected to know that. If you're studying these lessons diligently and going through the table and you're thinking, what the heck is wrong with me? What am I doing wrong? They give you no clues. There's no clue here that it's actually, it remains человек and doesn't become человеков. So again, that's another reason, that's the main reason why I'm doing these videos, just to get these weird confusions out of the way, because man, people would really be just bashing their heads on the wall if they were trying to go through this without any kind of external help. In fact, I wonder if any person who has zero pre-knowledge of Russian and is coming into this from zero, I wonder if any person who has no foreknowledge of Russian has ever independently gone through all 100 of these lessons without any outside help. Somehow I doubt it. Somehow I doubt that would be possible. I would be curious to know if any single person in all of humanity, in all of human history, has ever done that. Somehow I doubt it. Anyway, let's not dally too long. Let's move on. В Москве. Where is hold on, I need to just wanna, okay, million, so it ends in a hard consonant, so it's milionov, jitel, residents, okay, I don't know. You know, I've already been going on for so long. This video is already well over an hour, and I don't want to keep talking about this stuff endlessly. So I'll just kind of breeze through this. Fortunately, I have the answers in front of me, so I'll just kind of go through this and try not to take too long. So, in Moscow, there are 9 train stations. I think there must be more than 9 train stations. They probably mean 9 main train stations, like 9 chief transfer stations, but not 9 stations. В Москве. Oh, I guess Vokzal is not like a metro station. Doesn't count as a Vokzal. A Vokzal means like a real above ground long distance train station. So okay, I could believe there are 9 of those in Moscow. Certainly there are more than 9 subway stations, metro stations in Moscow. Anyway, in Moscow there are 446 muziev. 446 museums in Moscow. A lot of museums. In Moscow, there are 31 rayon. And hold on, what is a rayon in this case? Because I would like to at least quickly explain what that means, if I could. Let me just quickly look up what is rayon? Districts. That's what I thought. So yeah, it's like, yeah, districts of Moscow. In Moscow, there are this many houses. Really? That doesn't seem like very many houses. I would have expected more. Maybe they mean buildings, like residential buildings. I could believe that since so many Muscovites live in huge multi-level apartment blocks. So if you count that as one building, then I guess I could believe that there are this many buildings in Moscow. Okay. In Moscow, there are 3,805 улиц. Oh, streets. Yeah, that many streets. And fountains, fontanov. There are 200 fountains in Moscow. There are 28 rivers. Wow, really? 28 rivers in Moscow. It's pretty crazy. And reka, river is reka, so you just leave off the A. Simple enough. In Moscow, there are 155 churches, церкви. In Russia, there are 1,096 cities. Really? I would have expected more. Город becomes городов. Maybe they mean like real cities. Like I think little tiny villages don't count. They probably mean like real proper sized cities that are actually categorized as cities. 89 regions. That's regionov. In Russia, there are. Oh, Russia has 18. Neighbors. I believe this means countries that share borders with Russia, so like Finland, Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, and so on. No, wait, Lithuania doesn't border Russia. I think I don't have a map in front of me, but from memory, Lithuania does not border Russia. Latvia does, Estonia does, Latvia doesn't, because it's behind Belarus. And anyway, moving on. In Russia, there are 100 languages. Wow, языков, because язык obviously ends with a K. In Russia, there are 180 narodov, nationalities, I guess, because there are all those nationalities like the Yakut and the Chuchka and whatever who are non-Russian nationalities. That's a lot of nationalities. In Russia, there are 35 national parks. This park ends with K, so it becomes parkov. In Russia, there are 85 zapovednik. That ends in a K, so it becomes zapovednikov. What is this zapovednik? I have the translation of reserve. Is that like a water or maybe nature reserve? Probably means like a nature, like a nature protected nature area or something like that. That's my guess. I don't know. You can look it up if you're curious. I don't want to take too much longer, as I've already been going for way over an hour. В годы России 8 официальных there are 8 official holidays in the year in Russia, and again it ends with a K, so it becomes ov at the end. Okay, good. Everything's correct. Okay, John writes. Oh, here's our old friend John again. I think we've seen him a couple of times in previous lessons. John writes.
Саймон, привет. Как жизнь? Как твои дела? Я слышал, что ты купил новый компьютер. Но у тебя есть уже 8 компьютеров. Что ты делаешь с ними?
To save time, I'll go ahead and translate along with him rather than playing his speech twice. So, Simon, hi. How is life? How are you doing? I heard that you bought a new computer, but you already have 8 computers. What are you doing with all of them?
У меня все нормально. Только вот неделю назад у нас был праздник в фирме.
With me, everything is normal, which means everything is okay. Only last week, a week ago, we had a holiday in the firm, in the company.
Вечером мы были в баре.
Yesterday, we were in the bar.
Мы — это я и мои коллеги.
We means, or we is I and my colleagues.
14 человек.
14 человек. 14 people, obviously.
Это был ужас. Я пил очень много.
It was ужас. I think. Does this mean great? I think this means terrible. It was terrible. I drank very much.
Сначала мы все пили шампанское.
First, we all drank champagne.
7 бутылок.
7 bottles of champagne, okay. Did each person drink 7 bottles of champagne individually?
Потом я пил пиво.
After that, I drank beer.
5 кружек.
5 mugs, like not even just like small beers, but like 5 entire steins of beer.
Потом я заказал водку. 6 стопок.
After that, I ordered 6 stopok. What's stopok? Is that like shot glasses of vodka? I'm pretty sure he doesn't mean he drank 6 bottles of vodka because he would be dead. I don't think anyone drinks 6 bottles of vodka all at once. You would die from that. He probably means like 6 shots of vodka.
Potом я еще пил чуть-чуть виски и мартини.
And after that, I drank a little bit of whiskey and martini. Chut means a little bit. So I drank a little bit of whiskey and martini.
И 2 дня я не был на работе.
And for 2 days, I was not at work.
Но сейчас я знаю новые русские слова. За здоровье.
За здоровье. But now I know new Russian words. За здоровье. This is like cheers in English. This is what you say when you're about to drink or when you're clinking your glasses together.
Это стандартный тост.
It's the standard toast.
Но русские обычно пьют за любовь, за удачу.
But Russians sometimes say to love or to good luck, so they don't just so when they drink, they standardly say to health, drink to health, but they also may say to love or to luck or something like that.
Еще на посошок.
And still on the stick. This literally means on stick.
Это когда все уже хотят домой и говорят последний тост.
So that's what they say when everybody wants to go home, and they say, "Okay, we'll have one last toast."
Но мы пили 5 раз на посошок. Кошмар.
But we drank 5 times on the stick. Koshmar, nightmare. So you're supposed to say na posashok, meaning this is our last toast, but they did it 5 times. So I don't know how much John drinks, but I think many people would honestly be dead after this. Like you would seriously die of alcohol poisoning after 7 bottles of champagne. Well, okay, like I said, I doubt that he independently, personally drank 7 bottles of champagne, but still, rounds of champagne and then beer and then, well, okay, whatever. I mean, I don't think even Russians drink this much.
А утром у меня было похмелье.
But in the morning, I had похмелье, which is like a Russian word for a hangover.
Это когда человек не может ничего делать, только пить воду и спать.
That's when a person does not want to do anything, just drink water and sleep. I think after that much drinking, I would want to die, but he doesn't say that.
Я не мог работать.
I could not work.
Я позвонил в офис и сказал, что я болен.
I called into the office and said that I was sick, which certainly was true.
А секретарь сказала, да, конечно, я понимаю вас.
And the secretary said, yes, of course, I understand you. Maybe she was drinking with them as well.
Так что сейчас я живу как русский человек.
That's how now I live like a Russian person. Yes, drink a lot and you're a real Russian. I think it's not quite that simple, John.
Через неделю у нас будет еще один праздник.
After a week, so a week from now, we will have another holiday,
Но я думаю, что буду дома.
but I think that I'll be at home.
Пока, Джон.
See ya, John. Okay. Wonderful stories of John's healthy living habits in Russia. Okay. У Симона уже есть 8. He has already 8. Computers, but what's the correct form here? Computer is singular with R on the end, so I think that counts as a hard consonant, so it should be computerov, because you had ov for the hard consonant, right? Computerov. У Джона в фирме есть 14 colleagues. That's is it коллега? I think the correct answer here is коллег. Сейчас Джон знает по-русски еще 3. He already knows 3 words in Russian. Good for him. Slova. Why? Okay, why is it Slova? I don't know. Okay, let's not waste any more time on it. Slova is the correct answer here. John в баре пил milk, water, and juice. No, he probably should have. Champagne, these both say champagne beer and... Oh, no, this is champagne beer and wine. This is champagne beer and vodka. He drank... he didn't say anything about wine. He drank vodka. He drank like 6 shots of vodka. Стандартный русский toast, standard Russian toast, is за здоровье, not на здоровье, and not будь здоров. Будь здоровье is what you'd say when somebody sneezes, and на здоровье is like, I think that's something else. Is that what you say in Polish? I want to say that's maybe a Polish toast. Anyway, I think за здоровье is the correct. Последний toast по-русски. So the last toast in Russian, it's on the stick, as he said, на посошок. Утром у него было... in the morning, he had похмелье, which is apparently a Russian word for hangover. And finally, John сейчас живет как экспат, like an expatriate, как новый русский, like a new Russian, or как русский человек. I want to say like a new Russian, because this is sort of a pejorative term in Russian for people who have recently come to Russia and don't really know how to behave like Russians. But let's see if this is the correct. Yeah, he thinks he lives like a Russian. Honestly, that's a negative stereotype, which I think. I mean, I'm not a Russian, but I think many Russians would find that offensive. That there's more to being Russian than just drinking yourself sick. But anyway, we're done with the lessons. So here at the end, they just have a couple of. Well, they have 4 sort of sayings as just sort of samples. Не имей 100 рублей, а имей 100 друзей. Here they have translations, but these are not exact translations, because you can see 100 рублей, so it's basically, it's not, what's имей? Hold on, I should probably, very quickly, let me see if I can translate имей, because I'm curious what that means. Let's see. Have. In most languages, have is like one of the most common words that you'd use, but in Russian, because they don't usually use this word in this form, it's actually a very rarely used word. Okay, so this then literally means don't have 100 rubles, have 100 friends. This must be an expression from Old Russian, because today 100 rubles, like I said, that's like $3 or even less today. But you know, in the 19th century, 100 rubles would have been a lot of money. That would have been a considerable amount of, I mean, not a fortune. You couldn't buy a house with that probably, but it's, you know, that might be like a month's wages or even more maybe. So don't have 100 rubles, have 100 friends. Одна голова хорошо, а 2 лучше. So one голова is good, but two are better. Is голова literally head? I actually don't know. For some reason I feel like голова is not head, but maybe I'm wrong. Oh. It does actually mean head. I think it's not the okay, anyway. Two head, yeah, so one head is good, but two are better. 7 раз отмерь, 1 раз отрежь. So here I've usually heard this in English as measure twice and cut once, but now here they say measure thrice and cut once, which is not, I mean, it's not bad to be careful, I guess. 7 is 7 though, so 7 times отмерь. What's отмерь? Отмерь. Oh, it literally does mean measure. And then отрежь probably means to cut, right? Yeah, it does. So this literally means 7 times measure, 1 time cut. So Russians are even more cautious about measuring things many more times before they cut. Okay. And finally, лучше 1 раз увидеть, чем 100 раз услышать. Better 1 time see than 100 times hear. So, yeah, this is a typical formation in Russian. Лучше means better, and then if you're saying something is better than something, then the than translates as чем. So, if X is better than Y, then you'd say X лучше, чем Y. So if you think that, for example, beer is better than vodka, then you'd say пиво лучше, чем водка, just as an example. So anyway, that was lesson 16. Wasn't too bad. It was just very long. Holy mackerel, that was a super long lesson. But actually, it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. The really bad part is just this table. And actually, I think that if you start doing this for real, you start getting used to it, because you notice by the end, I mean, I don't have this table memorized, but by the time I was getting to the end, I was already remembering, okay, if the word ends on a consonant, a so-called hard consonant, then you just put of on the end. If it ends in an a, then you just drop the a from the end. Some of these are less common. You might have to check the table now and then, but for common cases of these, once you do this a few times, you will already get used to it, and you'll start being able to say, okay, if there's a consonant on the end, add of, drop the a if there's just an a on the end, and so on. And then special cases like shka or chka or zhka, yeah, okay, you have to practice some of these, but it's not that bad. It's really not as bad as it might look at first. You just have to do it. I always say you learn by doing, not by just looking over the list. So don't spend too much time gawking at the list and saying, holy cow, that's a super long list. How am I going to manage that? Just do it. Just do it for a while. Just write some sentences or look at some stuff, do some exercises, and you'll find that after a while it's not that bad. Yeah, it looks terrible when you look at this list, and it looks really intimidating, and you might think, how am I going to manage this? How am I going to remember all this crap? But it gets better once you just start doing it. So just as a famous marketing slogan says, just do it. Do it! Do it now! Okay, this has been lesson 16 of Learning Russian with Learn Russian. Thank you for watching, everyone. I hope that it was enjoyable. I hope that you learned something and that it made some kind of sense. Hopefully we'll see you all here for lesson 17 later on. Thanks again, everyone, and до свидания.